start this video, I want to say thank you all for 200 subscribers. I didn't expect to grow this fast in like 2 weeks, but thank you all for subscribing, and I have to thank this one video for getting all these subscribers. I hope you all continue to support me throughout my journey, and without further ado, I'll get into the video. Also, spoiler warning. Okay, bye! You may be familiar with Toy Story. If not, go look it up. But basically, the premise of Toy Story is that toys come to life when people aren't around. This movie would go to span on a multi-million-dollar franchise with 5 movies, a bunch of games, and a crap ton of merchandise. And since Toy Story 5 recently came out in theaters, I'm gonna be ranking all 5 Toy Story movies. Welcome to every Toy Story movie ranked. And we're gonna be starting off our list with... I have to say, being Pixar's first film, they did a really great job with it. It has a great crew. At the time, the animation was outstanding. It has a banger soundtrack and a really amazing voice work from the voice actors. Pixar really went all out for this movie. The plot for Toy Story 1 is basically this old cowboy doll named Woody gets replaced by this action figure named Buzz Lightyear. Now, I could go into the whole lore of Toy Story, but there's probably like some video on YouTube explaining that. But basically, toys come to life when humans aren't around due to love or something. And they have to go back to normal, or else, I don't know, maybe Andy would have ended up in some mental asylum. The problem is that Buzz does not know that he's a toy. It's kind of his whole arc in the movie that he realizes he is a toy, playing stuff. I'm not gonna get into that. You can just watch the movie yourself. I mean, this video did say it did have spoilers. Overall, the original Toy Story is a really great movie. It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 1 or on your deathbed. Toy Story has something for all of us to enjoy. Especially some jokes that I'm surprised got past the writing department.
Ducky, here. Legs. You're with Ducky.
Overall, I'd really recommend you check out the original Toy Story. It's a really funny and heartwarming movie that has a banger soundtrack that I can't play due to copyright. But yeah, it's just a movie you and your whole family can watch. That's why I'm putting it in A tier, or giving it a 7.7. For the first film of an animation studio, I have to say they went all out for this movie. So yeah, check it out sometime. But now, we're gonna be moving on to... My opinion, Toy Story 2 is really a step up from Toy Story 1. The plot for this movie is that this fat, loser chud of a man named Al takes Woody from a garage sale, so Buzz and the gang have to go save him. While at Al's apartment, Woody meets Jessie, Bullseye, and Stinky Pete. They go more into Woody's backstory in this one because apparently he's a part of this franchise called Woody's Roundup, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. What I really want to get into is the backstory for one of the characters named Jessie. I'm not gonna spoil it, but again, I'd highly recommend you watch these movies because this moment is really tear-jerking. Like, every time it comes on, I just feel hopeless, sad, and empty. It really does stuff to a man. They really went above and beyond for this sequel. Or you could say to infinity and beyond. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to laugh. It's practically better than the original Toy Story in every way, in my opinion. It even gave us 2 legendary memes. So again, I'd highly recommend you check it out. So I'm putting it in S tier, or giving it a 10 out of 10 for being one, if not the best Pixar movie out there. And now we're gonna move on to the movie that finishes the trilogy, which is... You know, I'm starting to think I was biased with my Toy Story 2 review. If I'm being honest, I'd have to say this one is better than Toy Story 2. Yeah, I know you just heard me glaze Toy Story 2, but hear me out. The plot being that the toys go to Sunnyside Daycare because Andy is outgrowing them and is going to college. I'm probably not the only one to notice this, but the movies kind of grow with the audience, if you know what I mean. If you look it up, you probably get what I'm trying to tell you. The movie is on the more emotional side. Now, spoiler alert, the villain of this movie, who I'm not gonna spoil, but their backstory, who I am gonna spoil, basically, they got left behind by their child and was replaced. So they went to Sunnyside and basically turned it into a dictatorship country. It makes more sense when you watch the movie, but the trailers would probably spoil a lot for this, so like, I'm sorry. Climax is also kind of emotional. I'm gonna spoil a little bit for it, but not all of it, but the whole premise is that the toys are getting burned in like this fire thing, but they get saved at the end. But the whole way they frame it is really sad. All of these characters you've known to love and laugh at or with dying, it's sad. It's sad, man. Moving past that, I do change my mind about Toy Story 2 being the best Pixar movie and the best Toy Story movie. It goes to Toy Story 3. I don't think Toy Story 3 is the best Pixar movie, but I do have to say it's the best Toy Story movie. So that's why I'm moving Toy Story 2 down to A tier with an 8.2 and putting Toy Story 3 up in S tier with a 10 out of 10. This movie really hits you in the heart, and it does it well. It's a really great send-off to the Toy Story franchise, and if you watched it, I hope you do. And that's the end of ranking all the Toy Story movies. And don't you look at that runtime. You know what, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, you know what I'm getting into. If I had to sum up Toy Story 4 in 2 words, it would be wasted potential. Before I get into why this movie was wasted potential, I'm first gonna get into the plot. The plot is that Bonnie, the toy's new owner, makes a new friend, like literally makes a new friend at her daycare out of trash named Forky. And Woody and Forky get lost and Buzz has to save them. And literally, it's just Buzz, nobody else goes. Cause Buzz jumps out the window because he listens to his voice box, like some inner voice thing, like, what? There's also this whole thing about Bo Peep being a lost toy and helping other toys finding their home and stuff. You really have to watch the movie to get what I'm trying to say again. Okay, so we got with the basic premise of the plot. Now we're getting into things that I don't really like. Problem number 1 being is that Buzz now listens to his voice box as some sort of inner voice. This was a stupid decision. I just don't think it would work. From what we get from Buzz's character, it just doesn't seem like something he would do. It's like for this movie, he got a lobotomy or something. It's really stupid how he just listens to his voice box all the time as an inner voice. I don't like it. The second thing I don't like about this movie is this guy. His name is Drew Kaboom, and he is a Canadian biker toy. Previous owner got him for Christmas and watched an ad where he did a very big jump, but since ads lie to you all the time, he doesn't make it, and his owner just gives up on him. His whole arc throughout this movie is that he tries to make the jump, but they go nowhere with this. They could have made something good, but there are like 2 major scenes, and at the final one, all of a sudden, he could just jump! There's like little to none building up to this. Can't you tell I just don't like how they executed this? This movie just feels all over the place. It's just... Sorry if I seem a little less coherent with this, but I just can't put to words how I feel about this movie because it was botched. Just so much wasted potential. I do like the graphics on this movie and how detailed it is, but that's like one of the only things I like about this movie. It's just a pretty harmless movie, so I'm putting it in C or giving it a 5. It's a pretty harmless movie, but as the eyes of a Toy Story fan, I just feel like this movie was wasted potential. So much wasted potential. And now we're getting on to a movie that's a little less worse and kind of brings a good message. Toy Story 5 for me is kind of the most wholesome Toy Story movie. Before I get into that, I gotta give a basic rundown of the plot. The plot is that Bonnie's parents buy her an iPad so Bonnie can make more friends. Now with that out of the way, I'm gonna get into the message of this movie. I have to say, it's really great for this day and age. The message for this movie is that you gotta balance out toy and tech. While yes, both can be good, too much of anything is a bad thing. Like how too much technology can lead you to some unsavory places. And too much play, you'll never experience the outside world. I have to say, I really like this message. Because it seems like everywhere we go nowadays, there's probably some toddler out there who has an iPad that has unrestricted internet access. Who knows what these poor kids could see that could probably mess them up for life. So this message of this movie is really good for future parents and already parents to kids. That's why I like the message of this movie. It does it really well of saying, hey, you need to have a perfect balance of toy and tech and not to have too much of both. This movie was also rated PG. Ooh! And people thought this was going to be a much darker Toy Story movie, but spoiler alert, no, it really wasn't. It still stays kind of harmless. Just like the other Toy Story movies, I do think it's great. Oh, like, so I'm putting it in B tier, or giving it a 6.4 out of 10. There were some things that could have been cut out of the movie, but I do have to say, I really like Toy Story 5. But Disney, please don't make any more, or else I'm gonna be taking my son to see Toy Story 21 where all the toys enslave humanity. But that's the end of ranking all of the Toy Story movies. Granted, I didn't go into full detail with these reviews, so if you want to see like full-length reviews of all of these movies, let me know down in the comments. And if you want to like and subscribe, it's all up to you. You don't have to, and I'm okay with that. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.